Namaste everyone. Welcome to Patriji Meditation Channel. On occasion of Patriji Meditation Channel's first anniversary celebrations, today we have with us Mr. Anil Dornala. He is a senior most pyramid master, a distinguished meditator with over 3 decades of experience in PSSM. Not only that, but he's also the creative mind behind the enlightening YouTube channel DMV Oneness. Join us as we delve into his wealth of knowledge and insights. I welcome you, sir. Please give us a brief introduction about yourself and share with us your journey of hosting your YouTube channel and the Zoom sessions for meditation.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. First of all, we are all so embedded to Brahmarshi Pitama Patriji, and so thankful to Padma madam and you and the team, entire team, who have chosen to kind of do such a wonderful, Patriji meditation channel service that you are doing on a daily and weekly and monthly basis. It is wonderful to be part of this platform and an opportunity. Thank you very much. With that, as a brief introduction, I've been doing meditation. My original story started with Patriji around 90, 91, 92. 92 is when I actually started to kind of look for that Karnool pyramid when the construction was happening, right before the lane where the pyramid is actually hosted today. My family, my greater extended family used to live there. So that's when I started to look at this gigantic pyramid building up during my end of my schooling and the early part of my intermediate, and started to look around to see what this is all about, and went into the pyramid, did some meditation, learned meditation there. Probably met Patriji. It's been a long time, but sat with him and he used to conduct classes outside, talk about a little bit of meditation, what it is and all of that. So went through that journey for about 7 or 8 years. And then 97, 98 is when I started to look around for other options. Right? One of the beauty of Patriji is, hey, he will never stop you from exploring any other avenues. So it was a great opportunity for me to go look at Ravi Shankar's, meditation. I've also looked into other creative ways to do the meditations and experienced for some time. On the same token, I was also very interested in the Vedic scriptures, right? Trying to understand how this whole process of who you are and why we are here, what is the purpose, etc. In that journey is when I actually reinvented myself, and really in 2011, I kind of got reconnected with Patriji, right? The sadhana was going on in some levels. I was still doing, dhyanam and all of that, but not necessarily the anapanasati. But the continuation in the process was going on. In 2011, I was really very deep into it, trying to understand how to unravel the mystery of this whole who am I. And that's when I kind of looked at one of the YouTube video of Patriji where he talked about this, and then I immediately connected. Yeah, this is where we started the journey with Patriji at Karnool. So I started to embrace it. I've taken it very seriously, and I've done deep meditation, intense meditations during those times, and slowly got into a point where started to realize, getting into the alter body scenarios and astral and all of that experiences, to a point where it kind of given me my fruitful results, right, as to what I was looking for, what I am, and what I have read in scriptures. I kind of, practically realized to an extent, or to a point where it kind of made sense for me. So at that point is when I said, yes, this is where I need to be. And then I continued to do the journey. But again, I was alone. I wasn't coming out. So nobody knew me at the time in the PSSM. So it was all me doing what I do. And then 2017, I believe, is when I met Patriji at Jana Mahachakram. And that's when it was a very brief talk, but then his thoughts were, hey, you have done enough penance. I think it's time to come out, right? Do some service as well. There's so many out there that needs a lot of hand holding. So let's, why don't you come out and do some service, right? So that's when I slowly started to come out. Again, not knowing how the whole pyramid, world is running at the time. So he gave me indication that, hey, Pari is actually in US, so you may want to reach out and talk to her. Right? So that's when I came and spoke to Pari, got connected with the PSSM Global Movement. In 2019, I believe, is when I connected with her. So after that, even to a point where even Patriji said, I was still not really ready to come out and kind of do the service, but I was still doing my own internal thing. But slowly after the 18th trip, right, I couldn't meet Patriji when he was in US because I was in India at the time. So I missed that opportunity. And then in late 2018, and then I met him again, right? And that's when I think it kind of clicked me that, yeah, I cannot face him now because he told me something and I haven't done it. So that's when I kind of came back immediately from India and then started to connect with Pari. And then we started the journey together from then on. On the same token, she was here in Maryland at the time. And then I was actually lives in Virginia here. So together we started few, online, and then I participated in some of her online events, and then slowly got it to acclimate. And then she said, hey, why don't you spend some time in locally, spread the message and do some, messaging here. So then I started to take the opportunity and then started to spread in Virginia, Maryland, and DC area. That's how the DMV, right? Washington, DC, Maryland, Virginia. We have officially formed that. And from then on, I had this Zoom session and I've been, doing meditation and then teaching meditation and spreading meditation as to the expectations of what the PSSM movement is all about. So that's a brief outline of what, not so brief, but brief.
That's very interesting to hear your diverse ways of exploration in different directions. But finally, you again got connected to PSSM, like they say, birds of same feather flock together.
Indeed.
So we are back to the same soul family, and it's very interesting to know how your journey started with PSSM. I see that, like you said, you have a channel DMV Oneness. The name sounds very interesting. Can you please explain what exactly is the vision behind that YouTube channel?
Yes, absolutely. So the idea behind that, if you really look at the old senior masters, right, who are connected, like Padma Madam, a lot of the senior masters who were around, the thought process is always about Patriji and the concepts of Patriji. I know the organization as a PSSM has evolved now. We have multiple different flavors of it, but the original theme of Patriji never shifted, right? And then I come from that background from 90s. His whole stature was, it's all about truth, right? That's all he talked about. That's all he preached. That's all he lived. Nothing else. So when I connected with Pari as well, right, that was one of the things that we were looking at from overall, right? How do we promote this meditation? How do we bring the truth into the lives of individuals? What we have experienced, how we can actually socialize to everybody, right? In that process is when I started to look at locally what we need to do. So that was my motivation. My motivation was to bring the truth, what Patriji preached, to one and all. And one of the excellent way to do that at the time was, hey, we wanted to do a Zoom session. I wasn't so committed, I should say, because I was doing monthly, then became weekly, then eventually one day we decided that, okay, why don't we do it daily, right? So that's when we started to spread this message of Patriji's oneness, right? Now the question, why oneness? Because that's what we are, right? Dhyana Jagat. And how Patriji looks at every one of us, right? Tat Tvam Asi, the Shastras also talk about it. So it's all the divine oneness. And what we, at least, in my view of it, right, we wanted to spread that message through PSSM Global. And because PSSM Global is an organization that Patriji kind of visioned it, saying that, I talked about Dhyana Jagat, but then everybody is stuck at their own levels, right? Locally, they are doing work, but that is not Dhyana Jagat. Dhyana Jagat is entire world has to be, doing meditation, and that is not possible if you have local groups. So the only way it's possible is we create a global framework kind of thing, and that's when the PSM Global was born. So I took that opportunity, and then Pari said, yeah, absolutely, why not? So from then on, I've taken that, and then we take the concepts of Patriji, and then we elaborate it. Given my background on the scriptures, what I have learned in the Vedas and Vedanta, I try to correlate that together, and that's how we spread the message. So the Zoom channel is happening daily, every day, morning and evening. And then, that's how we have been doing it for the last 4.5 years. Yeah.
It's You've very beautifully explained how the name DMV Oneness have come, how you have brought the global platform through PSSM Global. So, yeah. So, do you also conduct in-person Zoom sessions?
Indeed. So we do every weekly or bi-weekly in-person satsangams. Fortunate to have Padma Madam when she was in Virginia. So
Wow.
she actually instilled a lot of energies in Maryland, because that was our first opportunity there. And Vijay Sar, the master, was also there to grace the occasion. So we actually do bi-weekly satsangam locally in the area between Maryland and Virginia. And then it's again, the format is very similar to what Patriji. We have initial, light dinner, then do little bit of, wisdom sharing and experience talk, and then do the meditation, and then do a experience sharing. So that's how we do it. Every bi-weekly it happens, sometimes weekly, depending upon how many masters come forward. We try to keep it in a very close circuit.
Amazing. So, do you also have any book reading sessions in that?
We haven't had it, but the plan is to have in the mornings. What we have decided, again, the morning sessions, we did it for 1.5 2 years. After that, it got faded out. Now recently, couple of weeks back, we started this new morning session, 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., where we have Padmaja Madam. She's been instrumental in managing the morning session now. She's doing 18 Patriji's the PSSM 18 principles. So with that, there is a topic that we're going to cover is Tulasi Dalam. Patriji's book will be read in that one of the days. And then we have other avenues like 21 days, 21 masters coming and sharing experience. We also have Patriji's concepts that we actually share in that. So there are multiple different avenues that we are exploring for the morning session, which happens from 5 a.m. Eastern to 6:30 a.m. Eastern. And that's the platform that we are leveraging to spread the message of Patriji's to one and all.
Very well planned. On occasion of Patriji Meditation Channel's first anniversary, please give a message to new meditators who are getting connected to PSSM in this busy life today.
Absolutely. If there is one thing I would say for meditation is, we talked about a lot of the spiritual aspects of it, but when I was new, I was looking for an avenue to get my material benefits out of it, right? So for all the newcomers and beginners, the journey will start always with a material benefit as to what you're looking for, and then eventually it will turn out to be a spiritual upliftment. So when you start to do meditation, it is not just going to change the way you look at things, it's going to transform the way you see things, right? So it is an absolute way of looking at life in a much different perspective, right? Today we look at it at a physical level, but once you become a meditator, you look at it from all levels. So I mean, it's a wonderful thing. I cannot thank enough Patriji and Madam and everybody, right, who has given me this opportunity to be here. And what I am here is because of these masters who have actually guided us through time. And then Patriji handholded all of us, right? So in the same way, everyone should start to embrace meditation, become one with it, and kind of there is no reason for pain in this world. There is absolutely no reason. All we have to have is joy and fun and live the life the way we want it.
Thank you very much for
Thank
that beautiful message, Anil Garu. I am sure all of us have a lot to take from today's session, that you have delivered all your wisdom. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks once again. Mahano